it's just one game at a time. Win every game, obviously, and we want to hit our stride come mid-April for playoffs. So that's the biggest thing is worrying about what we control day in and day out, and get better, and sharpen our blades, so to speak, and play as long as we possibly can. I don't think we look at ourselves as we're better than anybody. We lost to teams that are technically not the best teams. We understand. We're not satisfied, and once again, we want to win the right way and win tough, and win with pride. So at the end of the day, whether it's an ugly win or a good win, we want to come out on top and try to play the right way, and once again keep getting better for the long bigger picture as opposed to just that day.
All right, part 2 here of the Garden Report on CLNS Radio and Celtics blog. So before we go to that ugly first half, we got to finish off the second half.
Right.
They have that big 23-10 run, if we calculated that correctly, from kind of the middle of the third quarter to early in the fourth quarter. That blew it open to a 19-point lead before an official timeout early in the fourth quarter. The Celtics were just incredible there. It was Isaiah Thomas, and I don't know if we hammered that home enough. Isaiah Thomas outscored the Grizzlies in the third quarter. He was just, and it's annoying having to do every one of these shows where we tell you about how good Isaiah Thomas is. We want to talk about something else, but the key to every game has basically been Isaiah Thomas going on these incredible scoring sprees.
Right. I mean, this team is deep. Obviously, we talked about that. When a team scores, 7 of your guys scoring double digits, I mean, that just shows how deep your team is. But Isaiah Thomas is the one that leads this group. I mean, this is a guy who went, 2 for 8 in the first half, goes out into the third quarter and outscores the Grizzlies single-handedly 16-12.
You thought that 2 for 8 was going to phase him? No, not a chance.
I mean, it never does.
He can go 0 for 10. He's still going to take 10
right.
shots in the third quarter.
He's just a second-half guy, and exactly. He's not going to stop shooting, and he's going to light you up eventually, whether it's in that third quarter or the fourth. In this case, it was the third, and he did such a good job that he didn't play a single minute in the fourth quarter, because that's how big of a lead the Celtics were able to build.
Okay, well, maybe he should have played better in the first half, because that first half, and it wasn't like they were getting killed. I mean, it was an even game, but it was not pretty. It was it was just really hideous basketball. They were playing down to a team that was missing everybody, and then who lost the point guard later in the game. I mean, Memphis was just devastated tonight. JaMychal Green at those 10 first half rebounds.
Right.
What was the rebounding differential for them?
29-14.
That's horrible. That's a team that didn't show up to compete.
And that's the reason why they were actually down at that half. They were down by 3. Well, thanks to the Mario Chalmers 3. It would have been a tie game, which says a lot, because I think if you lose that badly in the rebound differential, you probably shouldn't be leading the game or even tied at that point. But Mario Chalmers' 3 put them up by 3, and the Celtics just looked like a completely different team in the second half.
So, quickly, Mario Chalmers, whose season most likely ended when he hurt himself in the third quarter, right before he hit that 3 at the end of the first half, there was like a timeout was called, and he just casually pulled up from 30 feet and drained the shot, and everybody went nuts in the stadium. Right. Then they went right back to that play. That was really impressive to see. They went right back to it. He took it from like the exact same spot, hit the shot in the exact same manner. It sucks to see him go down, because he's a guy that, at least in Boston, people hate him because he was such a feisty competitor for the Heat. Yeah. It was kind of a bit of a shady player, although I think Marcus Smart has probably evened things up on the Celtics.
Well, I mean, when you put him aside, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and that whole crew,
he's got to do what he's got to do.
Right. I mean, he's just easy to not like the guy, and he was, the crowd was giving him raining down boos when he touched the ball, when his name was announced during the player introductions. But that's exactly why they brought him here. I mean, he's supposed to be that knockdown three-point shooter that they've been looking for. Unfortunately, his season probably is over after tonight, and with injuries, with the injury-plagued team like the Memphis Grizzlies, it's a tough blow for them, and especially a team that's really looking rough in the backcourt. When you have Lance Stevenson as your go-to point guard in the second half.
What happened to that dude?
That's not good. Well, hey, they're coming off a great game against Cleveland. I mean, believe it or not, this guy scored, I want to say 17 points. He had about 8 assists. They knocked off the Cavs with this exact same roster. No Randolph, no Marcus Gasol, no Mike Conley. That's impressive. Unfortunately, that's not what you saw tonight against the Celtics. And I guess Lance Stevenson is going to have to be one of their go-to guys after, if I had to guess, after Tony Allen. Tony Allen's probably going to step into that point guard role. Lance Stevenson.
Which isn't really any better.
I mean, he's not that much better. I'm running out of names here. I'm looking at their depth chart in my head, and I'm like,
they're going to have to hope that Conley just comes back and It's not like Vince Carter is going to be the one taking over.
Right.
It's not. It's not looking
Well,
pretty.
lucky for them, he seems like he's day to day right now, Mike Conley. So he'll be on his way soon.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for everyone at home. Be sure to subscribe to the CLNS Radio YouTube page. Subscribe to this show on iTunes and Stitcher. Josue, where can we find you on Twitter?
On Twitter, I'm at at Joe_Sway, which I'm thinking of changing that. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. I
think
like
I'm
it.
gonna stick with it. You know, it's like
So it's JO_SUE.
Sway.
Okay.
Well, no, SWAY is
Okay.
sort of my way of phonetically pronouncing my name, Josue.
That's pretty baller.
You just spelled my name. That's exactly how it's
There
spelled.
you go, yeah.
JOSUE.
Well, not a lot of people know how to spell it.
Exactly.
You think Joe Sue Bird or something like that.
Or Jose. Trust me, I've heard them all. So
All right.
and there's a 10 at the end of that.
All right,
See,
well-
it's complicated. See, it's Joe_SWAY 10. So that's my Twitter handle.
And I'm CLNS_Jared Weiss. Jeremy Karpf is behind the camera. I'm in front of it. Josue's next to me. That's it on the Garden Report, powered by Grandstand on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog.
Day's been like for you?
Rough, but at the same time, you know, we got some great doctors here, great medical staff, and they did a great job to get me back healthy.
What happened, like in terms of the skin? Did you just start feeling like discomfort? Or?
Yeah, I had discomfort, and then the infection kind of turned into a sickness, overall sickness, and so I'll be fine though. I'll be fine.